So Brendan Schaub's just done a Patreon Q&A, don't know when it was, a couple of days ago, and essentially one fan asked him a question about when are you and Brian going to get back to these big dick jokes and these songs, whatever he said, which he used to do about like 8 years ago. And then Brendan went on this little tangent like he does, talking about since Brian had those false accusations back in the Me Too era and essentially ruined his life and his career, he's never been the same. And then Brian stepped into the role of this savant, this Jesus Christ-like elite lofty character, and said that it's his job to bring out the light in Callen. And that's what he does every single episode. It's his job as this Lord and Savior to really get Brian Callen back into the light because he's stuck in the darkness. And when he said that, after laughing profusely to it, I stopped and thought, this guy actually believes his own bullshit. He just lacks all self-awareness. Anyone who has watched the show or even dibs in and out of the show and dabbles a little bit here and there can see that Brendan Schaub does the opposite of giving light to Brian Callen. He actually fills him with darkness. And what I mean by that is he's always putting him down, always critical of him, always judging him, always having an opinion, always belittling him, always trying to manipulate him. He's always butting in. He treats him less than equal. He treats him less than him. And he thinks of him less than him. But you ask Brian this information, and Brian will always stay true to him because he's a loyal guy by all accounts. You know, he'll always say, no, he's good, he's one of my best friends, but needy people will say that. People who are desperate will say that. People who are vying for attention will say that. So it's quite sad because Brendan Schaub does the exact opposite of providing light for Brian Callen and bringing the light out of him. He provides more darkness. Even when Brian will say about going on vacation, God forbid he has a vacation with his family and his parents while they're still alive in their 80s, Brendan has to mock him for that. Brendan has to give subliminal hints and just drop these judgmental comments and sarcastic comments because he's jealous, because he would love to do that with his family. As a broken individual, he doesn't get to do that. Everything Callen does, even what he does at the weekend, he brings him down. So it's just hilarious how he acts like the Lord and Savior himself and says he's here to bring the light out of Brian Callen. That's his duty, people. And this guy, he's so fast asleep, he doesn't see it. Absolutely crazy, absolutely worrying and concerning that he just lacks all self-awareness. But so narcissistic, on the other hand, that he believes his own bullshit.